All right, Shalom, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakudash, double honors to the apostles and elders, bishops, great millstone, who do well, and who has the 100% truth. Salutations to the hopefully elect. Okay, I want to go on to these holidays, Christmas, okay, Halloween, Thanksgiving, or should I say Thanksgiving? They're over. Okay, the Heavenly Father Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai is turning hearts, stripping joy and exposing vanity. And that's what's happening in Babylon the Great, spiritual Sodom, and Egypt, aka America. Okay? You know, as you see here in the U.S. News, it says judges order Trump DJ Nero administration to use emergency reserves for SNAP payments during the shutdown. Okay? All right? Because, see, he's taking a mirth. The Heavenly Father Yahweh Shemi House is taking a mirth out of the wicked and his holidays, in which they still celebrate the day. But it's not as many as it used to be. That's the thing. Okay. Now, that being said, I have a short clip from let's see if I can find it, from Hebrew Hub. Okay, I'm gonna play it shortly. Okay, but first you got the holiday shopping. This is from an article from PWE, and it reads a seasonal remix value, meaning, and generational shifts. Okay, it's a generational shift happening right now. Okay, and that shift is through the spirit and power of Yah by Shem Yahweh. Okay, because this place is going down. The Heavenly Father is taking the mirth, the celebration out of these holidays. Okay, the government is shut down. Okay, people's monies are short. Okay, and now they can't afford to go out and do these pagan holidays anymore. They can't do it. Okay, you got ICE agents on the streets. Okay, defiling the people. Okay, the Northern Kingdom mainly. But the Southern Kingdom is next. It usually starts with the Northern Kingdom. Okay? We are in the beginning throes of Jacob's trouble. And it's only going to get hot. Okay? Hotter, should I say. All right? So, these things are happening. Okay? I remember coming up and you used to see all these celebrations on every house. Lights and the light. Look. You got Halloween. Ain't nobody doing that. It was dangerous when I was a child, and it's extra dangerous now. And it's like that for a reason. These are rituals. These are dangerous rituals, and what's going to cost you your life eventually to just do your Hawa Bahasha Yahusha, because they are pagan holidays. You're not supposed to be doing these things. Not you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Especially Thanksgiving. Especially that. Okay? So this is prophecy. This is prophecy, okay? Holiday shopping typically plays out like a well-rehearsed melody, steady rhythms, familiar refrains, but this year it feels more like jazz, improvisational, and less predictable, with shifting consumer behavior, smarter spending, and a younger generation leading the key change. You got a 5% drop in average holiday spend. Drop in average gift spend is 11%. Drop in holiday spend for Gen Z, 23%. 40% drop of all planned gift spending 5 days. Thanksgiving. This is from Cyber Monday. Okay? So can't nobody afford to play those games anymore. And they weren't supposed to be playing them anyway. That's a heathenistic custom in the first place, okay? All right? So these things are happening. Let me find this video. I'm going to play it. Okay? Look at it. You got Thanksgiving. You know, these people, you know, DJ Nero says some things in here that you should know, but you have to read the article yourselves, okay? Let me see. Just a minute. I'm going to find this too, what DJ Nero said. Let's read this. Columbus Day is a federal holiday, and while indigenous peoples Day doesn't share that status, former President Joe Biden issued proclamations recognizing the holiday from 2021 to 2024, the first U.S. president to do so, according to the Smithsonian Magazine. The two holidays on the same day reveal competing narratives of U.S. history, largely across political divides. Okay, let me see if I can find with that little tidbit. This is what the governor of Michigan says. Whitmer declared in a proclamation that Michigan will celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. We should honor the historic and contemporary significance of Indigenous peoples, their cultures, their governments, their ancestral lands that also became known as the Americas. Okay, and we celebrate their contributions to communities throughout the land we now call Michigan. The United States and all over the world, the proclamation read in part. Okay, and they do this so they can push up their Edomite supremacy. Okay, Columbus Day honors Christopher Columbus, Cristobal Colon, a 15th century Italian explorer and navigator who sailed to the Caribbean on behalf of the Spanish monarchy in 1492, Slovakia. According to National Geographic, the voyage marked the start of a new era, ushering in centuries of European colonialism, and the New World, the Americas, according to Norwich University. Okay, let me see. Okay, now let's listen. President D.J. Nero issued a proclamation August the 9th recognizing Columbus Day, praising Columbus and sharply criticizing efforts to reframe the day around indigenous peoples. Today our nation honors the legendary Christopher Columbus, Cristobal Colon, the original American hero, a giant of Western civilization and one of the most gallant and visionary men to ever walk the face of the earth. This Columbus Day, we honor his life with reverence and gratitude. With reverence. And see, these Edomites, that's who they give reverence to. But you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans is supposed to be giving reverence to Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. Okay? And for that reason, that you're not giving that reverence to Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai, you will be destroyed on the side, okay? You're going to be the two parts cut off in Zechariah 13, 8, and 9. Now let's finish reading. Today, our nation honors the legendary Christopher Columbus, the original American hero, a giant of Western civilization, one of the most gallant and visionary men to ever walk the face of the earth. This Columbus Day, we honor his life with reverence and gratitude, and we pledge to reclaim his extraordinary legacy of faith, courage, perseverance, and virtue from the left-wing arsonists who have sought to destroy his name and dishonor his memory. The proclamation begin. Okay? So this is what you have, okay? This is a push to uplift, continue to uplift the so-called YT man, okay, in his supremacy. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? I just read what I read, okay? You know, so the Heavenly Father is taking a mirth, okay, out of this place. Isaiah 24:7. Let's get that right quick. Isaiah 24:7. The new wine mourneth, divine language. All the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoice ended. The joy of the harp ceases. Okay? They shall not drink wine with the song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. That's coming. Some of us here now, you lost your jobs. You know, you're not drinking alcohol and wine. You know, you're not drinking that, you know, for partying. You're drinking it because you living a bitter life. Okay? That's what's happening. But you see, ain't going to be no AA no more, all right? Verse 10, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There's a cry for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Okay? That's prophecy. Okay? So look around, okay? You see the Christmas trees, pumpkins, feasts. And if you do all these things, are vain idolatry. Book of St. Mark. This is the book of St. Mark, 7. And we start at the 7th verse. And it reads, howbeit in vain do they worship you, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men, for laying aside a commandment of the Most High Yahweh. Ye hold the traditions of men as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do. And he said unto them, full well ye reject the commandment of the Most High Yahweh, that ye may keep your own tradition. And that's what's happening. That's the wickedness. Okay? Of the wicked and you wicked jakes who celebrate these things. Okay? Even your churches. Okay? Your holiday houses. You push these things. All of these holidays. Okay? You're going to be judged for this. Right? You're going to be judged for this. In vain do they worship, teaching the doctrines, the commandments of men. Wisdom of Solomon. Let's get that. This is the book, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 12. Let's get to the point. Start at verse 11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of the Most High Yahweh they have become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them, the corruption of life. You're corrupt. Okay? This is the corruption. Idolatry. Okay? You get the Halloween celebration. It vanishes in major U.S. cities. Generation Z. Okay? They're cutting back on their celebrations. Okay? Revelation 18:2. Let's get that right quick. Revelation 18, verse 2. Highlight this. And it reads, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and it's become the habitation of the devil, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Okay? All nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornications with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Okay? And I heard another angel from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Okay? And her plagues, that main plague is that thermonuclear missiles. Okay? It's going to destroy this place, America. Right? So this place is falling, collapsing. Okay? Isaiah 51:17. This is the book of Isaiah 51, chapter 51, verse 17. To the point, and it reads, awake, awake, stand up, O Jerusalem, which has junk at the hand of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, the cup of his fury. Thou hast drunken the dregs of the cup of trembling and wrung them out. Okay? Right? There is none to guide her among all the sons whom she hath brought forth. Neither is there any that take her by the hand of all the sons that she hath brought up. Okay? These two things are coming to thee, who shall be sorry for thee, desolation and destruction, and the famine and the sword. By whom shall I comfort thee? Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net. They are full of fury of the Most High Yahweh, the rebuke of thy power. Okay? Therefore hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Thus said thy Lord, the Heavenly Father Yahweh, and thy power that pleaded the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it up. Okay? So, this is the end of our captivity and the downfall of Babylon, the great spiritual Sodom of Egypt, a.k.a. America. Okay? That strong drink, once sweet, is now bitter to the wicked. You got families facing layoffs and SNAP reductions, economic strain. These things are prophecy. Verse 23, but I will put into the hand of them that afflict thee, which I said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over. And they're going to have to pay for this. The mirth is gone from this place. Okay? 2nd Ezra 15. It's the book, 2nd Ezra 15 chapter. And we're going to start at the 5th verse. And it reads, behold, said the Heavenly Father Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. So like it, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore said the Heavenly Father Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continuously. Okay? The souls of the just complain continuously. All right? So the sins of the nations are weighed. Plagues, famine, destruction are coming upon those clinging to Esau's customs. Okay? The so-called YT man. All right? Revelation 18 and 11. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 11. Okay? And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. Okay? The merchandise of gold and silk and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen of purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and of iron and marble and cinnamon and odors, okay, and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beast and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. Okay? And that's what you're doing. And these things is ending. Okay? U.S. holiday spending down 5.3%. Okay? Gen Z cuts holiday spending drastically. The traditions of men collapse economically and morally. Okay? Mark 7 through 9, in Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12 verse, spiritual fornication, that's being revealed. Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, all vain and condemned. And that's a call to separation, 2nd Ezra 15 to 35 to 36. Okay? Separate from Babylon's customs, stand firm. The wicked taste bitterness, the elect taste joy everlasting. Isaiah 65 and 13 to the 14th verse. Okay? While the world mourns, the elect rejoice. Joy comes from above, not from fading traditions. Okay? 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. Let's get that right quick. Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 9. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. That's how you know he's still here today ruling. Okay? Esau, the progenitor of the Edomites, the rich and elite international banking families. That's who's ruling. That's who's in the ruling seat right now. Revelation 18:22. Okay? So lock in. Revelation 18 and 22. And the voice of the harpers and musicians and the pipers and the trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee, and the light of the candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Okay? So the traditions of men are over. Babylon's mirth is ended. You have to stand firm. Follow Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay? So with that, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakudash, double honors to the apostles and elder bishops, great millstone, who will. Again, the waters of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, for allowing me to bring this out. I pray this is edifying. Okay? And I'm going to play this video before I end this. Okay? Because this is where I got the inspiration to do this lesson, this quick lesson. See if I can find it quick. Bear with me. Bear with me. I can't find it. Cannot find it. But I'll play this. Fair use, fair use. 1976 Fair Use Copyright Act. Under Section 107, I'm not making any monetary gain from this. This is for educational purposes only, okay? And don't be a prisoner, you Jace out there, to these customs, okay? Don't be a prisoner. The original inspiration of this lesson was through the Hebrew Hub, okay? But I can't find it, so I'm going to play this quick video. And I'll end it with this. And this right here is a reminder to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans out there. This is a reminder. Stay away from these holidays. They're no good for you. And with that, the water again to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Okaku. That's what allowed me to bring this out. Let's give our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Okaku. That's double honors to the apostles and elder bishops, great millstone, who rule well and who has to 100% truth. And with that, Shalom.